So we're back from another VGC guide, and this time we're looking at Galarian Slowking. I reckon this could be a sleeper anti-meta pick. Obviously we need to see how the meta develops, but I reckon this would be a decent anti-meta Pokemon. That's why I've given it an A. I have a reasonable amount of faith in Slowking, and we'll have to see how the meta develops, but this is actually pretty strong. Like 110 base special attack is very, very decent. With a unique typing in Poison and Psychic, got respectable bulk and super slow. Perfect combination to be a Trick Room Sweeper itself. A lot of Pokemon that are going to be set in Trick Room are going to enable other Pokemon to do the damage. Like Cresselia is going to be super bulky and it's just helping hands to be able to do the damage. Slowking can actually do the offense itself, very respectably. With the Life Orb and Sludge Bomb and Psychic, you've got almost perfect coverage. You don't hit Steel types. Flamethrower is worth considering to hit Steel types. However, the main Steel type of the format is going to be Heatran, and you can't hit that. So probably should just stick with Protect as well. Also, Hisuian and Goodra is going to be neutral to Flamethrower, so just accept you won't beat them with Galarian Slowking, but you beat most other things. Like Sludge Bomb and Psychic is pretty good coverage, except for Steals. And then just have something else to beat the Steals. Like if you're going in Trick Room, go with Ursaluna and then sort out the Steals that way, for example. Regenerator is a very good ability. We've seen it on Amoonguss be very, very successful. So when you're chipping away at yourself with Life Orb, you get to get the Regenerator as you switch out and then come back in fully recovered. So you just need to go full offense with this. If it is the Life Orb variant, just go full offense because the base 110 special attack becomes very respectable damage when paired with the Life Orb. Terra Grass because it resists grounds very nicely and it also makes you good against Amoonguss that would otherwise be pretty good against you in Trick Room. It would speed tie with you, which would be awkward, and then you can just definitely Psychic before you get Spored. Here are some other options. This is not a recommended moveset. These are some other options to put onto this slot. Like you could have Acid Spray over Sludge Bomb instead, and that would be perfectly fine if you got some special attackers in Trick Room, eyeing up Enamorus for sure, but that could definitely be put over Sludge Bomb. I wouldn't have Acid Spray with Life Orb though. If you're Life Orb, definitely Sludge Bomb. Otherwise, Acid Spray is worth considering. The item choice, if you're not going Life Orb, you should bulk yourself out, because then you've got very respectable bulk indeed. Like going up to base, going up to 143 on your defense, that's very respectable indeed. Then Shitty Reception is the unique move for Slowking. Galarian Slowking apparently gets it as well, so that could be really nice just as a way of activating your Regenerator, or your Curious Medicine technically gets activated as well because you get to switch back in after you've switched back out, and it'll also help any Pokemon that like the snow, any ice types you've got in Trick Room, any Pokemon that's just going for Blizzard would be pretty decent as well. Heal Pulse is always a good move to be able to heal up your partner. We've seen how good Pollen Puff has been on Amoonguss. This is exactly the same, except it doesn't do any damage to the opponent when you go for them. Helping Hands will allow you to be able to do extra damage by helping your partner out. I probably wouldn't go Helping Hand on Slowking. It's worth mentioning, but if you're going Helping Hand, you could probably go with something like Cresselia and just commit to the full support. But there's a lot of other things that Slowking can do as well that something like Cresselia can't. So both can recover. Like you got Moonlight and Unibursting on Cresselia, but Slack Off is consistent recovery, so that'd be decent. Yawn is one of the unique things to Slowking over Cresselia, so that you can just get them to sleep. Also, 100% accurate Toxic, because you are a poison type. That is definitely worth mentioning too. And Disable, we've seen it be very good on Screamtail. I see no reason why it wouldn't be decent on Slowking as well. The issue would be fitting these onto the Slowking moveset. Obviously, you definitely want Trick Room. I would argue you almost certainly want Psychic. If you're going with one of the stabs, then you'd probably go with Psychic over Sludge Bomb. Both of them have an immunity, so you can't just choose one because you could always be able to hit everything, because Steel is immune to Sludge Bomb, Dark is immune to Psychic. So you should probably have one of them and another attack just to hit the Steel/Dark type, whichever one you choose. And I think that Acid Spray over Sludge Bomb with Psychic would probably be a pretty reasonable way to go in regards to that. I did mention Flamethrower as well. You can obviously go with Terra Blast, like Terra Blast Ground would be able to hit Heatran. That would be a way of hitting it as well. Also mentioning Hydro Pump, even though I don't really consider it because of the accuracy. But that would be another way of hitting it as well. And lots of different item choices on the Slowking would be reasonable. I think Life Orb is going to be very strong with it. Safety Goggles obviously means you don't need to Terra Grass. You can go with something else as a Terra. And then just Citrus Berry is a nice consistent option. But I reckon this is going to be a very decent sleeper pick, because it seems like it would be very strong in anti-meta kind of things. Like it beats Rillaboom very nicely. It beats Urshifu. Well, I guess the Rapid Strike one, not really the Single Strike one, but the Rapid Strike one it beats with the Psychics. So I think that this could be a decent sleeper pick. We'll just have to see how the meta develops.